connection in the rein.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So when we talk about the rein aid, it is unbelievable as you are developing a horse how much that rein aid varies from stride to stride sometimes. Okay? And certainly within gaits and within stages of development. Okay? So you have probably had times with this horse where you've had to get him quite strong in the bridle to get that neck to get deep in the first place.
Well, and not only that, I've had to struggle a little bit with not letting him fall through the outside shoulder. So I try to be careful sometimes to use more outside rein
Yes.
and not so much my inside rein.
Yes. Okay. But what's the goal, Patty, in terms of that outside inside? What's the goal? Equal. Okay? And so what you just said is right, but let me tell you how that translates in the human brain. You go, I've got to use more inside rein so that I'm sure not to use more outside rein. So what the human rein does is it lets go of the outside rein. Okay? So the way you need to say that is, I've got to be really focused on equality in both reins.
Okay.
And what was happening is, he was starting to stretch, he was giving you a little feeling in that outside rein, and so then you gave up your inside rein. Okay?
Okay.
Then you went, good, that's the way I like it, because I like leaning on my right shoulder. Now you're not touching the right rein. I can lean a little bit right, and I can give you a little bit of feeling on the left, and that's less work for my back. Does that make sense to you? So, when you go to teach a horse flying changes, they have got to be so equal on both reins that when they shift their body under the saddle and change forward into that new lead, there's no change in the feeling of the rein. They don't, they're not hesitant to do this or to do this, okay? When horses are a little bit leery of circulating into one rein, that's the side that they won't jump through clean on.
Say that again.
When horses, you've got to get horses jumping into both reins.
Right.
So look at me. When a horse goes to make a flying change, it's cantering on the right lead and it's through both reins. It just jumps through and keeps cantering. And it jumps through and keeps cantering. But if there's a rein that it's a little bit hesitant to go toward, it lifts up, and that's the change that they get laid on.
Okay.
Okay? So it can happen on either side. So when you talk about starting to get a horse ready for changes, part of what you have to be doing is getting them very through on both reins so that they have no hesitation to move forward into the flying change. They don't feel pressure of a rein and jump away from it. Okay? This is, again, these are the dressage things that are elusive, and you work on them your whole life. Okay? They don't stay back at the phase of development, but connection is tricky. And this is where you're dancing with the Western dressage world and you're dancing with the dressage world. And in the Western dressage world, the better you are at honest, true throughness, the better you're going to be when you return to your Western performance. But the Western performance, as you well know, does not understand the development and cultivation of a Grand Prix dressage horse. Okay? There are people who have come from a world of pattern riding, and they love the idea of the harmony, the balance, the blah, 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 and so they're wrapping it into dressage. But that's why they have all this muddiness around connection. They don't understand it.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's all right, that's that world. But the thing is, for you, it will bite you in the ass.
Right.
Because you'll be able to go show successfully in the Western world, and you'll come into the dressage world and you won't have enough connection and you won't have enough throughness and you won't be getting 7. Okay? So So to build your horse, because I truly believe this can be an FEI horse, I really, really do. Okay, he's got the sittability, he's got the power. But what you have to be focused on is developing that power and thrust into your hand so that it becomes carrying power. It becomes elevation. It becomes cadence. Okay? And so on the way to that, it's not a light, easy, gushy feeling. It's a powerful, strong feeling. And as the horse brings that strength into the arena, he's light in your hand because he's so powerful through his back. But the steps to get there are going to be very firm in your hand. And that's why I told you, you know, in even the stretch down, be thinking to yourself, could I make passage out of this? And it doesn't matter if you've never passaged. Picture it, right? And go, you know, could I passage by letting the reins go? I don't think so. Right?
Yeah.
I'd have to be containing this sucker and going, where's the balance? Okay? Medium trot. For yourself, challenge yourself. Could I make medium trot out of it? Right? That's what you're developing.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and activate him forward in the walk a bit. Keep that in to out, keep that inner hind leg thrusting up under his body. So when I saw you in October, we did that. I love that. I love that right there. Keep it up. We did the shoulder in, straighten, haunches in, straighten, you know, zig stepping exercise to supple him behind his shoulders because he was quite tight there. Okay? And that loosening of the middle of his body, the lifting of the withers, the thoracic sling, and the lift of the shoulder girdle is everything, right? To be able to move up the ladder. But to get that really honestly from the back, he can't be free in the front. This is very good what you have right now. Can you feel that? On a scale of 0 to 5, 0 being nothing at all, 5 being he's locked up against me, what would you call your contact here?
3.
Yes. Okay. So 2 to 3 is where you're going to be living,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to consider 3 the heavy end, and you're going to consider 2 getting kind of light. All right? So press him up into your hand. If he becomes more than a 3 when you're doing this, it means the hind end's not doing enough. So it's kind of like the Gary Larson cartoon where it's like shoot him for every solution. For this horse and any horse, hind leg. If he's too light in your hand, get more hind leg. If he's too heavy in your hand, get more hind leg. Okay? Push him a little bit sideways. Okay? Push him a little bit sideways. Come on, move that inner hind leg under his body. There, do you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
We must bend the horses. Bend the hind leg joint, bend the shoulders, bend the pole jaw. Come on, he stopped. He's behind your leg again. Hold on to him in front when you pump him up behind. Yeah, where's Piaf gonna come from? There you go. Bend him. Do you feel how his head gets straight and he hollows? See? Yeah, he goes, I don't want to use my back. Crap almighty, Mom, what'd you eat for breakfast? Walk. Yield the right hind leg and get him to bend through the right side of his neck. So your problem, Patty, is you let go of the right rein. Yeah? Hold on to it. Put your elbow. You see how your elbows are going forward and back, forward and back, forward and back? Very nice. You have such good equitation. You're such a good rider. But you know what? You're not effective. So anchor your right elbow. Stop moving it. Anchor it. Yeah. And now move his hind leg instead. Ooh, did that go through his body?
Yes, it did.
Thank you. Okay? All this is just degrees, Patty, right? So it's not wrong to move your elbows with the horse, but it's wrong to move the elbows when you're trying to get to the hind leg. In that moment, stabilize your elbow. Stabilize it. And the amount you move your elbows is too much. It's like moving your seat too much. You can move a little, but it has to you are exaggerating the motion of his neck, which if I wanted free walk or more freedom in the neck, what you're doing, the amount you're moving right now would be appropriate, but I don't want his neck more free.
Okay.
His neck's too free. I need his neck to lift and carry more. There. Yep. And you don't have to pull against him, just stabilize your elbow. There. And ride with your body. Did you feel the difference? So, leg, seat, rein. Don't give away the rein in the moment that you are driving with your leg and seat. Don't give away the rein. So stable elbow in the moment that you drive. Ah, thank you. Then he goes uphill, doesn't he? Yeah, do it again. Thank you. And now keep it, and keep it, and keep it, and keep it, and keep it. So he rides uphill. It's like you're going up a flight of spiral steps, and keep it. And drive the hind leg, because he's going, how many steps are there in this building? Yeah. And keep it. Up, he's getting slow, he's getting behind your leg. Good girl. Good. Good. So remember last time we talked engagement, impulsion, activity. You start to get more engagement, more sit, and he goes, well, could I go slower? So you go, no, sit and be quick. Sit and be quick. Yes, good girl. And you don't give your elbows away. Good girl, right? Nice job. Nice job. Super. Yes, that's the horse you need to be riding. Because otherwise he's not using his back. He's got to work like this, and then he can take a break and not use his back, and then he can work like this. But he can't work in that putsy no man's land. Okay? Push that hind leg. Good. Good. Get ready to canter. Come. So I loved what he did behind, right? He did lift a little bit off the bridle, but at least it was a very clear transition to canter. And I can tell you just from when I saw you a month ago, this is 50% better on the hind leg, Patty.
Well, good. We've been doing something right then.
Yes. And now what you're going to experiment with are the degrees of stabilizing your elbows. Just degrees. If you lock him, he'll stop dead, okay, or hollow and break, right? So what I need you to develop is an effective half halt. So I need you to be able to find degrees of dropping into your elbow. Yes, did you feel that? Ah, good girl. Yes, yeah, but he felt it, right?
Yes.
And what did I say? It was degrees, right? So you have to feel how much to apply and how much to release. Good, and that's what you want. So that's what you keep doing. Yes, now go down the long side. You're way too much in your left seat bone and not enough in your right seat bone. And make a 15-meter circle and focus on finding both seat bones. And play with your half halts on that 15-meter circle. Stay on it and make it 15. You feel how terribly he fell right? That means he's not on your left aids. Left aids. Work with him. Good girl. Find your left aids, your left half halt, and your throughness on the right. Yep, and then prepare a transition to trot. Good. 15 meters. Yep. Feel that right side. Good girl. Good girl. Patty, where did your circle begin? Okay. So let's make it B. That way your reference point and my reference point are the same.
Good girl.